Well, if you have an old painting collecting dust in your attic, you could be sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah, inspired by TV's Antique Roadshow, auction house Consignor Canadian Fine Art is coming to Winnipeg to offer free appraisals to people with paintings, prints, or sculptures. So joining us this morning is art specialist Rob Cowley, who is hoping to help us discover some hidden gems that we might have in our own place.
Absolutely. Good morning.
What are some things we should be looking for in our own stuff that we already have to tell whether or not it might be a higher priced item?
Well, there's many factors. I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit biased. We'd always say contacting art specialists is always important. They can certainly help, and we offer that through consignor.ca. However, there's a few factors you can look at. I mean, one is it an original work of art? So is it an original painting? Can you see paint strokes on the artwork? Or is it a print? Is it a reproduction? Sometimes Google image search is great now because you can even search the image you have and see if maybe it appears a million different times, and if maybe it came out of a gift shop, it's probably going to have less value than an original work of art or a print by a printmaker, for instance.
As far as prints go, because with original pieces you'd obviously be able to tell if it's one of a kind. But with prints, are there any little details that you can look for that may indicate that it could have some extra value?
It can. Certainly, if it's signed by the artist, that can many times indicate that there could be more value. The term print can be a bit of a catch-all. It can be a bit deceiving. A print can essentially be a poster. It can be a reproduction of a well-known work of art, or it can be essentially almost like an original work of art in the sense that a printmaker is involved in it. And we have a couple of these here today, in fact, by printmakers that carry a great amount of value.
How much junk do people really have that they think is worth a lot?
Well, it happens a fair bit, certainly. There's a lot of artwork out there that is decorative, and that's happened throughout, certainly in Canada throughout the 20th century. There was a lot of artwork, even sold by department stores, some of which had a great deal of value, and some of which, they can be original works as well. The artist may have just been forgotten by time. They may not have had a history of association with famous groups, like the Group of Seven, for instance, and it may just be that those original works even don't carry a great deal of value. They may just be decorative.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually, Group of Seven stuff is fairly common for people to own prints of, but you did bring in a few here that have varying values.
Yes.
Right.
So tell us a bit about these different prints here.
Sure. Well, I'll start over here. This is an original work of art by William Kurelek. Kurelek, of course, well known in Manitoba, lived in Manitoba. Many of his best-known work is reminiscent of his childhood on a farm living in Manitoba as well. His artwork has become very valuable, both at auction and through retail gallery sales as well. And so he's a great example. And in fact, we had a painting by William Kurelek come through evaluation day just about a year ago, where the client didn't know what they had and ended up selling for just over $40,000.
Wow.
At one of our auctions.
Whoa.
So we got a lot of money here on this.
There you are.
What's the one that you have in front of your feet there?
Well, speaking about the Group of Seven, this is a work by Franz Johnson, who is a member of the Group of Seven, of course, the well-known Canadian Association. This work of art has actually just been consigned for an upcoming auction that we have our auctions at consignor.ca, and this work of art will carry a value, I'll say, under the $10,000 level.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still a pretty high value.
Yeah, still quite a valuable work of art, absolutely.
And right next to it is a much smaller print.
This is a print. So, I mean, the first two works by Kurelek and by Johnson, these are original paintings. This is a print by L.L. Fitzgerald, Lionel Lemoyne Fitzgerald, also a member of the Group of Seven. And so now this is a print. Fitzgerald was a skilled printmaker. So there are multiples of this work. There are many works that exist. It is, I believe this one is signed by the artist. I can't quite see. It's actually not signed by the artist, this one. It does carry a value, but the value would be different because there are multiples of it in the marketplace.
So if we're looking at all of these, and the print probably going to be worth a little bit less.
Yes.
So my guess for most value is going to be the first one that we had here.
You're correct. The Kurelek would carry a value, certainly in a retail setting. It could be anywhere from $70,000 to $80,000, possibly even more.
I don't want to touch it now.
Yeah. And I mean, again, probably one of the most popular artists, certainly at auction right now in Canada, and so his work just continues to thrive in the marketplace.
Wow.
Yeah.
And two sculptures that you brought for us here as well. This one, let's start with this
We'll
one
start there.
over here.
There's Leo Mol, of course, the Ukrainian artist who lived in Winnipeg for many years. This is an incredibly rare work, and rarity plays a great deal, plays a great role in terms of the value of a work. Mayberry Fine Art actually recently received this work of art. In the years that Mayberry has been in the business for over 40 years, this is only the second time they've come across this bronze. And of course, there were multiples of this work.
Wow.
And so, it would carry a value based on that rarity.
And then we've also got this one here of a farm animal.
Jofa Fetters as well, a very, very well-known prairies artist as well, a very active artist. His market market is very active both through auction and through through the gallery setting as well.
And even these smaller sculptures would carry a great value. But tell us about the work that you're doing here in Winnipeg.
We're going to be holding a valuation day on Wednesday at Mayberry Fine Art at 212 McDermott Avenue between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Now, the valuation day, people can bring in up to 3 items from their home, and we can take a look and providing any information we can. What we're asking for in return, the event is to benefit Winnipeg Harvest. So for each item that we do appraise, we ask for either a non-perishable food item or a $5 donation. So up to 3 items or $15. We do recommend making an appointment. And you can do that at...
How much time should people assign to spending?
About 15 minutes.
Okay.
We try to see as many people as we can in the day. We do ask you to make an appointment. It is quite a hectic day. Our schedule is fairly full as it is right now, but we may be able to fit in a few more. If we can't, we can still be of service through email or in other ways.
Perfect. Rob, thank you so much. You can all rush home now and make sure that you've searched through your arts, that you can head over there and see if you have any of these $70,000 gems.